Hello, this is Berntina Sankwich reporting from Bethel, Alaska for our weekly observations compared with the National Weather Service data. My weather observations started from Tuesday, January 26, 2016 through Saturday, January 30th, 2016, and was reported between the times of 1650 and 1720 or 4:50 p.m. and 5:20 p.m. My observations will be compared to the nearest National Weather Service station, which is located at the Bethel Airport, or PABE. My weekly temperature observations were somewhat similar to what the National Weather Service recorded. On Tuesday, January 26th, I recorded 36 degrees Fahrenheit, and the National Weather Service recorded 36.2 degrees Fahrenheit. On Wednesday, January 27th, I recorded a high of 36.4 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 20.3 degrees Fahrenheit. However, the National Weather Service recorded 23 degrees Fahrenheit. For Thursday, January 28th, my recorded temperature wasn't too far off from the National Weather Service. I recorded a high temperature of 31.7 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 20.9 degrees Fahrenheit. The National Weather Service recorded 30 degrees Fahrenheit. On Friday, January 29th, my temperature observations were a little closer to the National Weather Service. I recorded 31.9 degrees Fahrenheit, and the National Weather Service recorded 27 degrees Fahrenheit. On Saturday, January 30th, I recorded 36.1 degrees Fahrenheit. The National Weather Service recorded 38 degrees Fahrenheit. My personal temperature observations for the week somewhat followed the trend of the National Weather Service, with a few degree differences to a 10-degree difference. I think the reason why my Wednesday high temperature was higher than the National Weather Service was because my probes may have been in direct sunlight. My barometric pressure observations were somewhat close to the National Weather Service recordings. The first 3 days of my pressure observations were lower than the National Weather Service. The fourth day, my barometric pressure was just about the same as the National Weather Service, and the fifth day, my barometric pressure was slightly higher than the National Weather Service recordings. On Tuesday, my barometric pressure read 972.93 millibars. The National Weather Service recorded 977 millibars. On Wednesday, my pressure read 966.15 millibars, and the National Weather Service recorded 968 millibars. On Thursday, my barometric pressure read 962.76 millibars, and the National Weather Service recorded 974 millibars. On Friday, my barometric pressure read 993.27 millibars, and the National Weather Service recorded 992 millibars. On Saturday, my barometric pressure read 1003.44 millibars, and the National Weather Service recorded 998 millibars. I believe the decrease in pressure was caused by the low pressure system that was coming in from the southwest. As the low pressure system moved into Bethel, it had brought light snow on Thursday. On Tuesday, January 26, 2016, this low pressure system with a pressure of 964 millibars, this was the closest to Bethel, which had the warmest day. As this low pressure system passed Bethel, it dropped the temperature recordings to 20.3 degrees Fahrenheit. Throughout the week, the clouds were mostly overcast with dark blue and dark gray stratus clouds. The sky coverage on Tuesday was 3/4 covered with stratus clouds and looked dark blue and dark gray in color. The wind on this day was a 2 on the Beaufort scale and was coming from the south. On Wednesday, January 27th, 2016, the temperatures remained in the low 20s after the low pressure system moved to the south. There was light snowfall on this day. However, it had snowed early morning and my weather observations were not recorded until late afternoon. Soon after this first low pressure system passed Bethel, this other low pressure system with a pressure of 971 millibars was soon closing into Bethel. The sky coverage on Wednesday was fully covered with stratus clouds and looked light blue and light gray in color. The wind on this day was a 3 on the Beaufort scale and was coming from the east. My indication was the twigs moving constantly. On Thursday, January 28th, 2016, the second low pressure system with a pressure of 971 millibars had affected Bethel by bringing in the warmer temperatures and light snowfall. During my weather observations around 1650 to 1720, it had been lightly snowing. The sky coverage on Thursday was also fully covered with stratus clouds and looked dark blue and dark gray in color. The wind on this day also scored a 3 on the Beaufort scale and was coming from the east. On Friday, January 29th, 2016, there was a third low pressure system with a pressure of 983 millibars, and this was affecting Bethel. Since Wednesday and Thursday, the temperatures had kept rising, and there was light snowfall during the early morning. However, during my weather observation between 1650 and 1720, there was no precipitation to record. The sky coverage on Tuesday The sky coverage on Friday was fully covered with stratus clouds and looked blue and gray in color. The wind on this day was a 1 using the Beaufort scale and was coming from the south. On Saturday, January 30th, 2016, Bethel had light snowfall and was a warm temperature of 36.1 degrees Fahrenheit. This was the warmest day of the week. The sky coverage on Saturday was 3/4 covered with altostratus clouds and looked light blue and light gray in color. The wind on this day was also a 1 on the Beaufort scale and was coming from the east. Throughout the entire week, I was carefully watching the clouds. The clouds looked like they were trying to build up snow clouds or altostratus clouds. That concludes my weather observations for the week of January 26, 2016 to January 30th, 2016, compared to the National Weather Service station at the Bethel Airport. If you have any questions, you may contact me at bjsankwich@alaska.edu. Thank you for watching.